It's the Weekly Wrap with your host, broadcasting legend Bruce Wolf, and his trusty sidekick, comedian Tim Slagle. And now, without further ado, Bruce Wolf.
It's Tim Slagle without Bruce Wolf on the Weekly Wrap. Bruce could not make it today, and instead I brought in a star of stage, screen, and TV, also the professional summarizer. Please welcome my partner from another podcast, Dale Irvin.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, my name is Dale, but you can call me Raja. That guy really starting to bug me.
So it's not a happy day. This should have been a much happier day for
it's not been a happy week. No, not at all.
Today we're recording it. It is September 11th, and I don't think we have to go into what that means. And yesterday was September 10th, a day which will also go down in infamy.
That's right. That's right.
So normally, this is when my background is revealed, but as you can see, I have no background. I am sans background.
You need to do a background check on you. So.
We usually do one. It's the big news, of course, if you're listening to talk radio at all, is they haven't stopped talking. Is Charlie Kirk is no longer with us, and it is a sad situation, sad for his family, but I think sad for conservatism because he really was a moderate voice. People are trying to make him out to be a white nationalist, a racist, a transphobe, all these horrible things. But all he wanted was dialogue with the left, which, as someone who has disrupted many Thanksgiving dinners, can tell you, is something that I admire the attempt.
And when he debated, or he had everything in line, all of his facts and everything. I mean, it was a very, very smart guy to try and carry on that conversation. The thing that killed me was on MSNBC where they said, well, he was just, talking hate speech. Come on, please.
It's hate speech is it's an excuse. It's they're trying to find some sort of excuse for what happened. But here's the interesting thing: it was not an assault rifle. It was a simple bolt action rifle, much like the one that was used on a sunny day in Dallas back about 60 years ago.
Yeah, and it was definitely an assassination. This is not somebody just stressing a point, somebody making a mass killing. No, this was one-shot assassination. And, if that is going to happen because you don't agree with somebody saying, I pity the day when somebody takes offense to a comedian in a club and, concerned about stuff like that.
Well, that has happened, but usually I've been assaulted by nothing more dangerous than comment cards.
Yeah.
I have those comment cards at comedy clubs are just not big enough for some of the things people want to say about me. Sometimes they've had to stick 3 or 4 of them together.
I had a beer mug thrown at me on stage at Bill Brady's club, where the heckler was rather upset, and he just threw this beer at me, and it hit the back of it didn't hit me, it hit the back wall and broke, and I said, gee, thank you, but I wanted a Bud Light. And this caused the guy to get up and start turning over tables, and he went outside and kicked in a window. And the people inside are going crazy. They said, well, I said, please, folks, granted, he just kicked in the window of this place. Just imagine what he's doing to your cars right now. And the place emptied, going after this guy.
Meanwhile, Bill Brady was probably trying to sell him shots on the way out the door.
The funniest thing I ever saw him do, he came out on stage wearing a colander over his head. I thought that was rather funny.
A what?
A colander, the thing you used to, he had it on his head like a helmet.
For any reason in particular?
Well, he didn't want anything thrown at him, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, after yours?
Yeah,
He wrapped up your set with that. The other tragedy, of course, that we're all focusing on is the Irina Zaratuska, who was the Ukrainian immigrant that was on the North Carolina train, which which I think is the best argument against public transit that I've ever seen in a long time.
Or at least the best argument for putting metal detectors in front of as you get on a train, you know.
Well, I mean, half the people getting on the train have artificial hips and stuff, so so I don't know how well that would work. And Brian Stelter, who is always good for a laugh or two, said that the reason why everybody's focused on the murder of this woman is because of race.
Well, and yeah, and he's blaming it on the people that noticed it. You know, I've always said a crime isn't a crime unless somebody sees it. You know, but he's blaming the people that saw it and reported it. So, oh, it's all their fault because they're racist. No, no, it really happened.
Well, I have to go back on you right there, Dale, because we just spent 4 years of the Department of Justice looking for a crime that no one noticed. and
Well, there
and
you
we're
go.
and we're able to find one. Apparently the president wrote legal fees on the memo line of 34 checks, which turned into 34 felonies. So that was
It'll happen.
that was definitely a crime that no one noticed.
Yeah, it'll
But
happen.
but the interesting thing about this for me is she's really cute. She was really when has there ever been a blonde girl murdered that it was not top of the news hour for several weeks?
Well,
It's
well, sure,
and
sure.
plus you know the savage video which I noticed they cropped when the local news station ran the video that they had the footage they had, they cropped it so you could just see her and the perpetrator behind her. And it wasn't until a couple days ago that the full screen video came out, and there were four other people sitting on the train watching this whole thing, going,
Wow. Wow.
"Boy,
Oh,
I don't
there,
want,
yeah, there it is. Wow.
I don't want to get involved in that." It's like, holy
Man.
cow! It's it just horrible. It's like they're like, wow, glad we got off that train. Glad my stop is coming up here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, it wasn't race. I'm not blaming racism on it. The people that noticed it. I'm blaming the stupidity of the people that report on it to say something like that, you know.
Well, you know, the excuse they're going to use is they're going to say, well, you know, if we actually showed the video, people would, you know, it would cause people to think badly of a so it actually so it was I think they call that reverse racism, which I don't think there's anything. It's either racism or not racism. I don't think there's
Yeah, there's
really
no neutral race, I don't think.
a such thing. Reverse racism would be I love everybody that's a different race than me, I think, which would be Kardashians.
I, I, I didn't know you meant that literally.
A friend of mine, Chad Daniels, had the best line. It said, "The Kardashian family getting black guys off since 1992." But anyway, it's September 11th would have been yesterday by the time this airs, and the conspiracy. Now, I'm a conspiracy guy. There's a lot of conspiracies that I bought into. It's when Bruce is here, he always calls it Timfoil time when I start going off, because I have my own brand of foil. But I never did. You ever buy into any of the 9/11 conspiracies, Dale?
I listened to him. I don't think I ever paid that much attention to him. It seemed to be pretty much, cut and dried, at least from the news that we got, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only one that I ever saw that I might have some belief in was that Flight 93. We all know the story of the heroes of Flight 93 that grabbed the drink cart and rammed it through the cockpit door and took over the controls and wrestled the plane to the ground and sacrificed their own lives so that the Capitol wouldn't be hit. Um, I heard Flight 93 might have been shot down.
Really? By
Yeah.
friendly fire?
Yeah, it's like they knew where they were headed, and they said, we can't let this happen. The plane's going down anyway. We might as well take it down here.
Wow,
And
no.
yeah, and then they made up the story of let's roll. And Chris is chiming in. Building 7 is that was the other thing is that apparently Building 7 was just it. There was no reason for Building 7 to come down because it wasn't hit by a plane. Even though it was right next to a fiery inferno. It's
Hmm.
I don't think the landlords could have gotten in there with an arsonist quick enough because the value of Building 7 would have been worthless even if it had survived.
Now,
So
where was Building 7? What?
it was in the same plaza
Oh, okay.
with the Twin Towers, but that kind of went down and it was just I think it was just collateral damage. And we can probably talk about that more if we'd like. Coming up on our next segment, it's Tim Slagle and Dale Irvin on the Weekly Wrap. Tim Slagle, sans Bruce Wolf on the Weekly Wrap. Here with me, of course, is my partner from another podcast, Dale Irvin. And
Thank you. I'm happy to sit here and rap with you. And I don't know if we can mention the other podcast that we do, which is one for baby boomers, and it's called Another Day Above Ground because that's what we say when we get up every morning. And even if you're not a baby boomer, you can listen because unfortunately, we chose the demographic that's getting smaller every day. So.
and it has no idea how to download a podcast. So, boy, are we business savvy or what? Well, something that baby boomers like to do is go out to eat. Usually before the crowd gets there. And
Four, 4 o'clock is the new seven.
President Donald Trump is no exception. He to show the new fixed Washington D.C. He went out with his cabinet to Joe's Seafood near the White House to show that the city is now crime free and it's safe, except for uh, protesters that are still there.
Well, yeah, he got booed when he was walking in there, and I don't know why he went there. I mean, why didn't he go to McDonald's? He used to work there, they would remember him.
But it's yeah, they apparently knew he was going to be there and actually came into the restaurant while he was dining and said, and I got a kick out of the irony here. Free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time.
Wow, who said that?
Some protester.
Oh, protester. Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's enough. There's no sense in giving names. I decided last 2 weeks ago, and I'll reiterate it for people that don't listen to it, is that perpetrators of crimes do not deserve to have their name mentioned in the news. These isolated loners should not be rewarded with infamy for their actions. And I've decided from now on that every shooter, at least on this show, will be referred to as the big homo.
Wow.
Because, yeah, you're not going to get any high school kids shooting up schools if they know that they're going to be known as the big homo for the next 2 weeks.
And if you take that back in history, it'd be like John Wilkes, the big homo.
Exactly. Which I just recently learned that's where the phrase "his name is Mud" came from.
Yes, from the doctor that fixed his leg. Yes.
Who I believe Roger Mudd was a descendant of
Oh, is that right?
CBS News. I heard,
Wow.
but
Wow.
but now we're just talking about stuff that baby boomers recognize. I think. Oh, was this before David Muir?
And you got to wonder going into a restaurant like that, did he have all his people and stuff in the kitchen? Because, the kitchen staff may not all have liked him and, just to put a loogie in his salad, he wouldn't know. So I'm
He'd
wondering.
be he'd be lucky to have a loogie in his salad. It's a seafood restaurant. I mean, they could have served him up some tainted blowfish. And I think that was a James Bond, wasn't that? You just instantly paralyzes you.
Yes,
And
yes.
so maybe he didn't eat. Maybe he just sat there.
He just sat there and said, "It's a great place and it's safe,
Maybe he
but I
sat
ain't
there
gonna eat
doing what
here."
everybody does at a crab restaurant. You pick up the pinchers and start turning them into puppets. Do a little pincher dance on the table there with a.
And if you get a lobster, you can make those claws into nice little monsters.
I remember a Boy Scout uh, manual, and it was a little you could make a neckerchief slide out of a lobster claw and paint it to look like a parrot.
Yeah, I was a Boy Scout. We did make neckerchief slides, and I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Did you really? You did?
I
It's
didn't make it because we couldn't afford
Yeah,
lobster.
exactly. That's same thing. Same thing here. Dad, next time you have a lobster, could you bring home the claw so I can make a parrot for neckerchief? There you go.
I tried to make one out of the head of a perch, but it just didn't go over very well.
So let's see what else. Oh, skip that one. It's just another article about the same thing. Trump going out to eat. He wasn't celebrating anything, but apparently a few years back, quite a few years back in 2003, Jeffrey Epstein had a birthday book assembled for him. I think it was his 50th birthday in 2003. And the big news this week is that Donald Trump apparently drew a card for him. Have you seen the card?
No, I heard about the signature, but I didn't know he made him a whole card.
Well, it's kind of interesting. It's a pretty simple drawing, like something you would have done in high school of a naked woman. It just two curves, a belly button, and a semblance of breasts. But the funny part is where he signed it. Looks like his model needed to be waxed. And and if you have seen his signature, it looks very European. Oh, there it is.
Well, and his signature looks like, an EKG or something. It just is lines going up and down, up and down. You can't even tell. This
I
is
know.
his card. I'll be darned.
And and it's the little things are is we'll keep our secret and stuff like that. And it doesn't, even if it's true, I don't think I don't see the scandal there. I mean, is that the worst thing they're going to hit him with? Is that oh, he drew a dirty picture for Jeffrey Epstein 22 years ago.
Well, they're trying to relate that as, he knew Epstein. Oh, maybe he went there. Maybe he was with underage girls because that was kind of an underage girl he drew in that picture.
I actually saw one meme where somebody superimposed it over Ivanka. And, and well, now we know who the model is. But that's good gosh, if you can go back in someone's history for their sketches, some of the sketches I made in high school, I would not want the public to know about.
No, no, most of the sketches I made in high school.
Oh. Anyway, on to other things is apparently Bill Pulte is causing a little bit of trouble at the on Capitol Hill.
Well, he's been called a loose cannon and a troublemaker and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what all he's done to or nut. Yes, he's been called a nut, which a Pulte, I believe, is a type of nut. It's a Brazilian.
Actually, my family are developers, and I know the name Pulte from Pulte Homes. It's one of the big home develop, and he's actually a great grandchild or a grandchild of the person who formed Pulte Homes,
Well, there you go.
and the
And
reason I think why they're going after him is that he's the one that's been looking into mortgages. Are you familiar with this?
I have heard about that. Yeah, yeah.
There's been about three people so far. I think Letitia James and Fannie Willis. I'm not sure about that, but there's a couple others who lied on their mortgage applications, and they're going after them. Which in the case of Letitia James is just delicious irony because she said that he valued Mar-a-Lago at more than $18 million, so that's why that he was prosecuted in New York.
Uh,
So she did something. She did the same thing that well, apparently that Ian Omar did. She married her dad because that on one of her mortgage applications she actually mentions her dad as her husband.
wow,
So
their kids are going to be crazy.
how will you be able to tell? Let's what else? What else do we have here? Oh, we got a bunch of conspiracy stuff here. We got a the birthday card. I forgot about this. The other thing, uh, maybe that birthday card was signed with an auto pen.
It's the same one Biden used. Yeah,
Exactly. Which brings us to the next one is I don't know if you saw this. He put a Hall of Fame up in the White House
I
of
did see
presidents
that.
and put two pictures of himself, a picture of the auto pen in the center.
I, I think that's a very fitting thing.
It's actually quite funny. I think I've been saying this for a while that President Trump is probably the funniest president that we've ever had. It's intentionally funny.
Oh, I
Uh,
was going to say, he does have some intentional funny stuff, but I don't think everybody gets it.
to
There's a
me
lot
that
of
to me that makes it funnier.
Yeah, there's a lot of leg pulling, and yeah.
If you fly a joke over people's heads, uh, that's funnier than a joke that hits square in the center. But, and we're gonna be talking about flying in the next segment as we go into some conspiracies. Apparently, there has been some uh, pilots noticing things that have been flying under the radar, so to speak, and we'll
Well, they've
be
been seeing things that they can't explain. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so stay tuned to Tim Slagle, Dale Irvin on the Weekly Wrap. Tim Slagle, sans Bruce Wolf on the Weekly Wrap. I am here with my partner from another podcast, Mr. Dale Irvin.
Glad to be here rapping with you, and guess that makes me a plain white rapper.
It's if you were listening to the last segment, you know that it's Timfoil time. I've got a whole collection of conspiracies here that I found kind of interesting. The first one, and this one's almost frightening, is that a House hearing on unidentified aerial phenomenon stunned lawmakers when video evidence showed a U.S. drone firing a Hellfire missile at an orb off Yemen. So I mean,
Yeah,
this was actually the day we made contact.
exactly. Yeah, they're coming to visit, so what do? Shoot at them. That's kind of our philosophy.
It's, we always thought they were joking in the old films we watched when we were kids on the creature feature, but no, apparently, no, that's what we intend to do. If you come from another planet, man, that's you do not cross our borders. But apparently, it did no good. It
Yeah,
bounced
well,
like in those films that we used to enjoy, just bounced right off. and
wow.
uh, and they showed the video of it, and military personnel say we have no idea what that is or how they did that. It's
That's refreshing. We don't know.
yeah, usually a Hellfire missile, it takes out everything within a mile radius. I mean,
Yeah.
but no, it just kind of yeah.
Little man up there, that's the best you got.
So they're not telling us what it is. They don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. And Congress went home a little more nervous, I'm
Yes, they
guessing,
should be. They're
after
coming.
the session. So that was number one. I have no explanation for that. I'm not a believer in UFOs. I think the vastness of space is far too long to traverse. I don't think that any alien life could actually visit us. I've always thought it was just military technology that the Air Force didn't want us to know about. But this
Two
one,
words explains it all, man. Climate change.
absolutely, climate change threatening Hellfire missiles. And while we're on the subject, are you familiar with 31 Atlas? 30.
31 Atlas.
Yeah, this is apparently an object that they discovered that's headed for our solar system. It's way
Oh,
out in
that's right. Yes,
it's
yes,
it's
yes.
way out in space right now. This thing is like the size of Key West without the rum drinks.
Is that the one they said that it was appeared red and then it was turning green?
Yeah.
Okay, well, to me, that's just proof that there are UFOs out there. That's their interstellar traffic light. That tells them when it's safe to go. Oh, yeah, they're out there.
No yellow. Goes great from red to green to there is no yellow out in space. No, it's go or stop. But this thing, it's going at an enormous speed. It's like 150,000 miles per hour. It's faster than any man-made object.
Wow.
Still just a fraction of the speed of light. I mean, but it is going too fast to be captured in the orbit. It's just going to glance by the sun, hopefully on the other side of the solar system from us,
Yeah.
because an impact with that would be we might become the third and fourth planet from the sun
Oh, jeez.
if that were to hit us. And people they're saying it's not really a comet, but it's kind of behaved, but it has a comma. It is a comet without a comma. And some people are speculating that it might be an alien probe.
There you go. So instead of a comma, it's got a colon. So
Because that's where they always go. Just going straight up. And it's apparently been traveling for billions of years, which
wow.
which I don't know if, I don't know. Could life survive on Key West, trapped on Key West for billions of years?
I was there for a week and I was ready to quit.
A lot of up the colon there too, now that I think about it. So that's yeah, Atlas 31 Atlas. I don't know if it's ATLAS. I don't know if that actually is an acronym, but what the heck? 31 Atlas. It's going to arrive in time for Christmas. So looking for that it's going to pass by us on December 19th.
Oh,
So yeah,
as long as it passes by, that would be good.
yeah, yeah. Mark your calendar on that one.
Well, Nostradamus and a couple other people have said that the world will end in 2025, and a couple of people are predicting the rapture also in 2025. So
Wow.
there you have it.
Well, you know what? I think the rapture has been predicted, that you're going to find someone that has predicted the rapture for every single year for at least the past 200 years.
One of these years, it's going to pay off.
It's like my six lotto numbers. And let's see. Oh, here's another thing, and I think this is fascinating, is that U.S. officials are saying that solar-powered highway infrastructure, including chargers, roadside weather stations, and traffic cameras, should be checked a little more thoroughly, because these are all coming from China, and they may have radios inside of them.
I saw that, and I'm wondering, what good is a radio going to do inside there? Who's going to listen to that? People driving by. I mean, what channel will it get on the radio?
I'm guessing it somehow will hook up to the internet, and it'll relay information back to China, so that they will be, you know, which seems a little ridiculous, because they could just hack into our traffic cameras. I mean, why bother building the whole? And it's China. The technology is expensive. Wouldn't it be easier just to pack little Chinese into those things?
And I read today that NASA is firing all of the people from China who are working at NASA, because they don't, even though they've signed things saying we won't tell anybody, they don't believe them. So
I am pretty much to the point where I think every Chinese national here is a spy. I don't think there are any. They're either Communist Party members fleeing execution. Because did you know that that's the punishment for corruption in China? If you get caught in corruption, it is the death penalty.
well, that's not a bad idea. I mean, we
Oh
could
no, the
clean
Chinese.
out both houses of Congress.
Yeah, Chinese are way ahead of us on that one. Just call up Macron in France and see if they still got that thing we can pull into the courtyard and get it started. But essentially, so there's these Chinese billionaires that, how'd you get to be a Chinese? How did you go from Communist Party member to billionaire? And they all kind of come here because they can't be extradited. So it's so you're either one or two. You're either a Chinese billionaire fleeing corruption charges, or a spy.
Or you own a restaurant. I almost trust the people that run the Chinese restaurants.
It's, and while I'm talking about Chinese spies, Eric Swalwell, how can you be so dumb to not know that a girl named Fang Fang is a spy? have you never watched a single James Bond movie, Eric Swalwell? So anyway, and speaking of Macron in France, is Candace Owens is onto a conspiracy that I don't quite understand.
I didn't either. I read that and I didn't understand. She's unlocked the code of prison numbers.
Yeah, that apparently there was a Stanford prison experiment, and essentially they just hired a bunch of people to act like prisoners and guards, and they stuck them in a room to play prisoners and guards. Which
Yeah. I haven't played that since I was 7.
now that I think about, I think Macron possibly could play that with his wife. It might still be a popular game. But apparently there was a person, prisoner 2039, who was actually French, that given the name Tom Thompson, and that's prisoner 2093, and he thinks that that man is now Macron's wife, Bridget Macron. So that's my tinfoil. I tip my tinfoil hat to Candace Owens on that one, because that is far beyond any conspiracy that I've been able to concoct my entire conspiratorial career. So tip of the tinfoil hat, and we've got lots more fun headed rounding up to the final segment here on the Weekly Wrap. Tim Slagle in for Bruce Wolf with Dale Irvin on the Weekly Wrap. It's we were talking about the drone footage of the Hellfire missile being disabled by a blob that no one knows what it is. But I think the drone footage that everybody enjoyed last week was seeing that Venezuelan boat get smoked out of the water.
And they just blew it up, and it was full of cocaine, and the aftermath for I think it's 25-mile radius, none of the fish in the ocean have slept, and about 10% of them have taken up smoking. So there's things like that to all of the outcomes.
It's definitely the thing for me. How do we know? At this, except for that, it just, from the footage, it just kind of looked like it could have been anybody out on the ocean having
a couple
fun
people fishing. Yeah.
But I've always, whenever I see one of those boats, one of those speed boats with 6 engines behind,
right.
No one water skis that fast. Okay. there's only one reason why you got a boat like that. Okay.
You're not trying to get from New York to Boston quicker. You got stuff on there.
It's here's another story I saw, is that Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced a ban on Sharia law after an imam launched a campaign to pressure Muslim-owned stores to stop selling pork, alcohol, and lottery tickets.
In Texas, they stopped doing that. They'll go out of business in no time.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you get at a pork, liquor, and a lotto. I'm set for the weekend.
Call the boys.
I know they had this problem in Minneapolis too, because a lot of the drivers, taxi drivers, were Muslim. And for a while there, they were putting their foot down. They were saying that you weren't allowed to bring alcohol. If you bought like a duty-free bottle, you weren't allowed to get in their cab with it.
Wow. What if you had a BLT sandwich?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was thinking of trying to hail a cab with a handle of Jack Daniels and a ham under my arm. And then sue them for discrimination, just to see how that went. But that's that'll sure, the stoning of adulterous wives, that stuff's fine. The honor killing, no problem. You're gonna get rid of bacon and liquor?
You boys ain't right.
Well, I wish I had a foot to put down. Anyway, it's but here closer to home, the streets in Chicago's liveliest neighborhoods are quiet these days. Public school teachers want on. Well, yeah, that's the right story. I wasn't sure. It's the nation's third largest city awaits a much hyped federal intervention. Residents are making changes in their daily routines. Of course, we know that ICE is up at the Glenwood Naval Base, ready to close down every restaurant in Chicago, by my estimation.
They're going door to door. I had ice on my doorstep this morning. It was a 20-pound bag I ordered from Jewel, but they delivered it this morning, you know.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it. Just it made me giggle.
You made me stumble through that story for that one. I feel as disappointed as my wife.
We're getting ready
It's
for
a-
our anniversary, and my wife said, "What do you want for your anniversary?" I said, I've always thought, about a threesome." She goes, "Get out of here. That's crazy." I said, "You don't have to be there." So it didn't go over real well either.
Well, here's an article that I think I ran across this, and this one, I think if you understand the characters in this story, you are a candidate for listening to Another Day Above Ground, the podcast for baby boomers, because there's a wedding, and it's not Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. No. It's Oliver North and Fawn Hall.
Gee, who are they?
I mean, we all know if you remember back in the day that we all suspected that there was a little bit more going between Ollie and Fawn than just the shredding, that they were tearing up something else. But
Tearing off some.
yeah, but that's what everyone remembered was there were no documents in the Iran-Contra scandal, because Oliver called up Fawn in the middle of the night and said, "Hey, meet me at the shredding room," and the two of them spent the entire night shredding together,
Yeah.
and we all kind of like we looked at Fawn and we said, "Oh, there's more to this story that's not being covered." And
Exactly. But now both of their spouses have passed away, so it's okay for them to get married. But she's like 65 and Ollie is 81. So she's like robbing the casket. I mean, I don't know how many good years they're going to have together.
Boy, it's like a December last January wedding. But here was the interesting thing going through the article. I was not aware that Fawn Hall's first husband was Danny Sugarman, the manager of the rock band The
The
Doors.
Doors. Yeah. Yeah, he died, I think, in like '05 or something.
So
But yeah,
she she
he
she
was
must have a thing for the older men.
apparently. I mean, some do.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God.
Yeah. You don't no, honey, you don't have to listen to the podcast tomorrow.
She never does. Well, why should I hear more of you? Okay, got valid point.
But anyway, if you understood the story we just talked about, yes, definitely check out Another Day Above Ground, the podcast for baby boomers. If you think this show is funny, holy Toledo.
I worked with Oliver North. I met him on the speaking circuit, and he was peddling a book at the time. So, but he seemed like a reasonable enough guy. I never
Was
really asked him about Fawn, but
was Fawn with him?
no, he was by himself.
Yeah. So I know you, Dale, and I know myself, and I'm pretty sure Chris. I think we're all Apple people. Are uh,
Yes,
are we excited about the iPhone 17?
I don't think it's a good idea. Primarily because they're saying it's the thinnest iPhone ever. Now, I've already, had my phone in my back pocket and sat on it, and no injuries, no harm to the phone. But if it gets down to that thin, it's going to crack in half somewhere. So
I'm more concerned about I'm not a neat person. You cannot see my desk, and if it's as thin as a bill,
Exactly.
I'm never gonna find it.
It's in the garbage can, probably. Yeah, no, I'd have to wear it around my neck on a chain, you know.
Yeah, throw it away because it's probably thinner than that value pack that comes every so often, full of coupons. I have maybe gone through the value pack for coupons maybe twice, and I can only buy so much roofing and window repair.
I just pull out the ones for pizza and throw the rest away.
I don't even do that because I never liked the pizza. If they have to bribe you to buy their pizza, there's probably better pizzas out there.
Well, that was like who was it? The pizza guy. What chain that is? But they started out by giving you two pizzas for the price of one, telling you pretty much what their markup was.
Here's an interesting story. I think this might be the concluding story. I think you sent this one in, Dale. Is that Rosie missed her daughter's graduation?
Well, first of all, because she's living over in Ireland now, because she hates everything in America. But her daughter, and I was first shocked by where did she get a daughter? And apparently she's got three of them, and this is the middle daughter, and she was graduating, and Rosie couldn't go because
come on, Dale, you never cooked a turkey? Pretty simple procedure, actually.
well, that is a giblet for you.
So what does she think? Does she think that actually she's going to be stopped at the border?
Yes, she thinks she's been advised that'd be too dangerous for her to come back here.
And they're going to shave her head and send her to the El Salvador prison.
But yeah, she was very upset that she was going to miss that graduation because she was too scared to come here.
Where did her daughter graduate from? Do you know?
I think it was high school.
Oh.
No, I really don't know. I don't know. She graduated from somewhere.
Because kids have all these graduates. There's like 12 different graduations that a kid goes through by the time he's done. There's kindergarten graduations and sixth grade graduations, and
my granddaughter a couple years ago when she was in pre-K had a pre-K graduation. And the coolest thing about it was all the kids got T-shirts that said on them "Straight out of pre-K" in the same font as "Straight out of Compton." It was very funny.
Anyway, I think that's all we have time for. That's it. Thank you, Dale, for filling into the second chair there, and hopefully Bruce will be with us next week. Tim Slagle for Bruce Wolf on The Weekly Wrap.
And that's The Weekly Wrap on radio and television. Follow Bruce at Bruce Wolf Shy on Twitter and Tim at timslagle.com. The Weekly Wrap with Bruce Wolf, a CP Pods production.